Okay, well, other than everything being like marked mature, I don't know how to change it because it doesn't give me the option. It's just like, hey, your stream is for everyone, and I'm like, apparently freaking not. So that's great. Love that. Hi, everybody. Can y'all hear me over the audio? Because I'm gonna keep the audio going because y'all don't just want to hear me being quiet because we're not really watching anything. Is everything good? I'll pretend to be mature. What the heck? How do I frackin'? You know what? I'm not gonna worry about it. I don't know. Because when I bring up the option, it says you don't have like the proper whatever to change it. Hi, Grandma. And I'm like, what the freaking heck? That's annoying. I don't like it. I'm gonna go ahead and delete that, Jenna. But thank you. I love you. It's not because I don't love you. It's for other reasons. Don't worry about it. I love everybody here. Y'all are great. Yeah, so you guys can just send me a DM on Twitter and I'll send it to you. No biggie. Thank you, Southern, for letting me know that my sound is good. Ugh. No, you're fine, honey. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. I didn't tell you. I am the one who did not tell you. I am the one at fault here. It is all my bad. Is it 7 o'clock yet? Is the wine? Bitch, you having wine? Go for you, boo. So I said I was gonna start at 7. And we got like 5 minutes, so we can just hang out. Also, this piece of hair won't go anywhere. It won't stay in my braid, and I can't fucking keep it tucked in, and I'm struggle bussing. Also, muffin topping. That's cute. On the internet. Fuck me sideways. I've dropped 34% of frames. I don't believe you. I think you might be a dirty, filthy liar. Oh, you finally got it on the 3rd time? Yeah, okay, cool. If I didn't explain his function, I apologize, but I'm glad you watched it. You didn't have to watch it that many times. You could have just been like, hey, I don't understand. And I would have been like, cool. Let me know. Stop telling me I'm dropping frames. I'm not dropping frames. Am I dropping frames? Oh, son of a biscuit. It says I have excellent, whatever you call it, so. Frick frack you, Twitch. Also, Wanda, why won't you face this way? Everyone wants to see you. It was good. I think this is today's. Is this today? No, today's candle was eucalyptus, and I kept it because I'm gonna bring it home. Because these things don't burn every day, once a day. They have like a 13-hour burn, and it takes forever. So, but the wine was okay. Also, Wanda Vision. I need Wanda to behave, ma'am. Oh, everyone wants to see you. Also, we have a little trio back here. But I don't know where to put them because they all can't go on here. Wanda's out here doing her own thing as per usual, and Seamus liked his. TASHA cannot have theirs because they're still on like soft food. So if you don't stop freaking telling me I'm dropping frames, I'm gonna scream. I'm going to scream. Do you hear me? Scream. Scream at you. Should I turn the desktop audio up a little bit, me down, or is everything just fine? Because I can just turn it up on my ears. Wanda, you need to behave, please. I love you so much. You're my problematic little lady. But you need to Why do you want to be backwards? Ma'am? Ma'am. Did I put you on the thingy bar wrong? Hi, Nami. I'm good. Excellent. My mom's dog's name is Seamus. Dropping frames is like, it like skips, or it's like janky and it's like the audio skips or the video skips or whatever. So I think we have a new moving emote. Yeah, we do. We got some spicies. Yes, I got a spicy. Got a little spicy emote. Is beautiful. Hi, Cynical. Hi, Southern. Hi, Nemi. Hi, Jenna. Hi, Grandma. Hi, Yoey. Making sure I got everybody. Remember everybody? Did I remember? Yes, I did. Everybody, I'm awesome. It's a little jank? What the ever-loving heck? I don't want it to be... It's spelled like that, but it's pronounced Seamus. Shamey Wamey. I love him. He's my little guy. Wanda. I think I put her on her little thingy bobber wrong. I have to fix her because it's gonna bother me if I don't. So if I'm making that excess noise, I apologize. Oh gosh. Sorry, my OCD is kicking on and I don't like it. Is it 7 o'clock yet? Probably is. And I'm just sitting here futzing with a keychain. I want you guys to be able to see her because she's lovely and I love her. Not that my other boys aren't, but she's my magic lady, so she can fly. So she can float onto the thingy. That is a vibration on my lap. That was fun. Did I make it worse? How did I make it worse? 7 on the dot. Yes, love that for me. Okay, so she wants to face this way, so I'm gonna put her this way. She's gonna spin around. Am I dumb? Am I the dumb one? Don't answer that. No one answer that. No one answer that. It's 8 p.m. You're an hour late. Liar. You can't even do time zones. You can't even math. So I don't trust you. There she is. There's Wanda girl. Yeah, spicy, spicy, spicy. Wanda, ma'am. Yeah, I got my boys. I got my boys back here. But I didn't know where to put them, so they're just hanging out. And I love them. Anyways, I want to learn about some Norse mythology crap. I don't have to. I refute your smart. Oh, look at that Norse mythology. Mythology. Okie dokie. So I have a little agenda. Hold on, I need this to not be the full window. I'm good to get learnt. You gonna get learnt today, beach. Well, that is hardly helpful because now I cannot see. I cannot see my chitty chat, and I love you, frick frackers. Hello? Hello, 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 hello. I wanna see my chat though. I can't see them. Everything is awesome when you're part of a team. Just kidding, everything is kind of sucky. Is there a quiz? Yes. No, there's not. I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm gonna trust that my mods will let me know if there's something wrong, because I'm gonna have to, like, make all this. Nope, that's not what I want. Nope, don't do that. Don't do that. When you are... Quiz me. I'm not gonna quiz you. Okay, I think I got it. I think I got it figured out. She says. She probably doesn't have it. It is a syllabus. Let's shop for pumas. Man, we are learning things. Jenna. Jenna. The hell? Fuck off, Jenna. Just kidding. I love you, Jenna. Okay, so we're gonna go through the people of the time, the world, what runes are, gods and goddesses, which is my favorite part, and we got some other creatures which aren't nearly as fun. Jenna, you're just mean. So here we go, we're gonna start. Okay, so the word Norse encompasses the peoples of Scandinavia, which includes Denmark, Finland, Norway, Sweden, and also Iceland. The Norsemen were fierce warriors and fearless sailors. Overpopulation in Scandinavia prompted some Norsemen to conduct raids in the other European countries. The Scandinavian raiders were called Vikings. So berserkers were animal pelt-wearing warriors who fought with crazy fury, which they imagined to be in the spirit of Odin, quote-unquote. Historians believed that they consumed drug foods to inspire their frenzy, and this is where the word berserk originates. So yeah, that's super happy fun times, because who doesn't love all of their soldiers to be drug-addled? So yeah, they basically did speed, and then they were like, go and conquer things dressed up as animals. So people would believe that, like, crazy animals are out here attacking them. So, you know, it's a different time. Just kidding. The US military uses drugs on their soldiers to keep them awake for longer, especially their snipers. You're welcome. Anyways. So women in Norse society, every time I want to say Norse, I want to say Norse. Your brain's already getting overwhelmed. Can I turn the background music down? I absolutely can. Would you like me to repeat anything? I'm not furry shaming. Stop. I'm not furry shaming. Is the music still too loud, or is it okay? I'm not furry shaming. How dare you? Survive a Viking attack? No, they would know if you were if you were an attacker or if you were an attacked. So you'd be SOL either way. Okay, Jenna, you do you, baby. I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life. Okay, so in Norse society, women were treated as equals, and Norse, I will be able to speak one day. Hold on, I'm gonna take a sip of water. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? In Norse society, women were treated as equals. Fun. Just everyone think about that for a moment, especially if you live in the United States of America. Just think about that. Great. Norse legends are filled with stories of shield maidens or women who fought alongside their men. Lovely. Hi, Sphinx. Thank you. Living conditions in Scandinavia were frigid and cruel, which accounts for the gloomy Norse outlook on life. They are a negative people. The Norsemen colonized Iceland, Greenland, and around 1000 AD were the first to discover North America. Yay. Any questions, comments, concerns, or other? No? Awesome. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, so the world of Norse mythology. Here we go. So, the Norse believed that there were 9 worlds supported by the world tree, which is called Yggdrasil, which is a weird spelling, but that word is pronounced Yggdrasil. So, Asgard was the home of the gods. Vanaheim was the home of the Vanir gods. The gods that live in Asgard are the Aesir gods. Jotunheim was the land of the giants. Nidavellir or Svartalfheim, I can't ever say that word, lands of the dwarves or dark elves, and I'm sure someone's going to come across this and say, hey, girl, you don't know how to pronounce things. Hey, Jen. Midgard is the world of men or earth. Niflheim is a primordial world of ice, and Muspelheim is a primordial world of fire. Alfheim is the world of the elves, and Hel, spelled with one L, is the world of the dead. With the exception of Midgard, these are all primarily invisible worlds, although... Nice. Primarily invisible worlds, although they can at times become manifested in particular aspects of the visible world. For example, Jotunheim overlaps with the physical wilderness, Hel with the grave, the literal underworld beneath the ground, and Asgard with the sky. And all the worlds are connected by the Bifrost, which is the nice little rainbow bridge. Anyone have any questions on any of these? Also, hello to Jen. Everyone say hello to Jen, which you're already doing because you guys are awesome and I love you for it. Niflheim is what you called your Animal Crossing island? That's funny. Yeah, no, I'm never going to pronounce Nidavellir, the other name for Nidavellir, better than I did. Is this partial real world and partial fiction? I don't really understand what you mean. By fiction or not. It's just mythology, like Greek mythology or, Roman mythology. So, there's gods, goddesses, their view of the world or whatever. It's just a system. I really don't know how. I really don't know how to say anything other than mythology. If anyone else can help me with that. But what do you mean partial fiction? Yes. They did believe this was real, and kind of how they explained their world and their position, the world and their position in it. Like Christians or Jews or Muslims or whoever. It also could have been drugs. Yep. Yeah, maybe they're right. Who knows? I'm never gonna know. So like for Hel, the world, or the Hel, Hel, is also, sorry, I didn't know if it was like real people, but none of the worlds and such are not reality. I still don't understand because this is all just mythology. It's just how they explain the world, like how in Greek, like they have Olympus, and that's like heaven, quote unquote, or the land of the gods. It's not really heaven. Yeah, it's an old religion, I guess. Thank you. It's really tricky because I don't want to like offend anybody, because like people still, myself included, make offerings to these gods and like interact with them and stuff like that. Yes, the people brought up in the previous slide, the people who I've called the Norsemen, they are real. They are the people who believe in the 9 worlds supported by the world tree. The Norsemen were real. They still exist. Icelandic people exist. Norwegians exist. Hi, Julie. Everyone say hi to Julie. Are there also mythological people? Yeah, the gods and other creatures. So you'll have like they have a creation myth and stuff like that. And like I said, it's just how they kind of explain how everything got started. Like Christians have like Genesis, and God said it was good, and God made Adam and Eve and all that stuff. They have the Norse people who believe in Norse mythology have a different story, if that makes sense. But it's not it's not an organized religion like Christianity, Judaism, or anything like that. It's more of it's pagan religion. It just means they have a pantheon instead of one god. So like a pantheon meaning multiple gods instead of one god. Glad you guys are asking questions. We're ready to move on, or does anybody else have any questions? Cool. Glad it makes sense. Makes sense to Jenna. That's good. Anybody else? No, you didn't. You didn't confuse anything. I just didn't know what you were asking. Mostly because I was unclear. Surprise. Oh, so here's a picture of kind of Yggdrasil and the world tree. Kind of how everything works. Helheim that you see right here is hell. It's just Heim is area or like region. So Alfheim is like land of the elves. Vanaheim, so home of the Vanir, makes sense. Jotunheim, home of the giants, all that good stuff. So yeah. So that's how the universe kind of works. It's really pretty. It's a nice little. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about runes, which is, it's fun. I have rune tiles to show you guys. So Norse mythology tells us that knowledge of runes and rune magic comes from Odin. It's said that Odin received the mystery of runes after he hung himself from Yggdrasil, the world tree, for 9 days and 9 nights. After sacrificing himself, he was able to extract the wisdom of the runes. He then shared this gift with rune sorcerers and magicians who use the power of runes for divination and spellcasting. There are countless stories within Norse mythology that describe the runes being used for various magical workings. The most famous of this story is in which Odin and Loki use runes to create a magical spear that will never miss its target. Norse mythology also tells us about how each rune has an associated deity, animal, or other entity with whom it's connected. For example, Feku, which represents cattle, which we'll go over, don't worry. Another one represents strength, and one is associated with the giants, and so on and so on. I have some rune tiles of my own, and I can show you guys. 1 second. So like it says, they can be carved into stone, wood, bone, metal, or any other hard surface. Um, so mine are, what is this called? I forgot what this is called. It's a resin. It's like that resin material. So they make a fun little noise. And they can be read kind of like tarot cards. I don't really have a way to zoom in unless I grab it, but I will try. Hold on one second. Doing this upside down is complicated. Hello, 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 no, hello. There we go. So yeah, these are mine. These are my rune tiles. So yeah, that's what they look like. We're going to talk more about them on the next couple of slides. I just wanted you guys to kind of see them. Okay. And like I said, they can be made, as you can read. I'm not going to assume you guys can't read. They could be made of all sorts of any kind of hard material that obviously you can carve into. Traditionally, they were carved into bone, obviously, because everything else was, so why not that? Sorry, I have to fix my camera now that I've moved it. Does anybody have any questions? And I'm not going to be able to pronounce a lot of things in here correctly. So yeah, does anyone have any questions before I move on? Let me put these back. So they had their own alphabet. Kind of. Like it says, each rune functioned as a letter, which we'll get into when we talk about them. But so you could spell things, like you can spell the gods' names. Actually, you know what? I'll leave these out, and we can talk about it, because we can spell some stuff if you want. But they don't have all the letters, obviously. So yes and no, like you can spell things with them, but they also can just be single things. So, like one rune can mean an entire thing, or it can be used to spell things, if that makes sense. So as you can see, Fehu makes the F sound, because, I mean, they're basically based on the sound that the first part of the word makes. Hang on one second. I'm going to see if I can go ahead and spell for you guys something, and I can just show you guys. Okay. So again, I can't pronounce these correctly, so I'm not even going to try. But I'm not sure if you guys can read everything. Can you guys read everything? Gosh, you keep telling me I'm dropping frames. Ugh, stop. Is everything working okay? You can read everything? Great, love that. Excellent. Okay, so nothing's like skipping too much or anything? Perfect. I mean, if you guys want to write this down, that's fine. If not, also fine. There's actually not gonna be a quiz, I promise. Sorry, now I'm playing with them. I need to make sure they're all facing the right way in case I want to spell something. And they each have meanings inverted and upright, like tarot cards. But I didn't put the inverted ones because I figured the one way would be good enough. So here's some other ones. This is also me being able to make all my checks to make sure I have them facing the right way. And I do. Yay, I'm a smart one. Says no one ever. Just kidding. I say I'm smart, and that's what matters. I'll leave this for a couple seconds just so you guys can kind of go through it if you want. Now I'm like paranoidly checking mine. Yep. Sorry, I hope this is kind of like ASMR-y, this to be tapping. If you can't hear it, that's even better. Yay. But if you can hear it, I hope it's at least relaxing. Okay, you guys ready to move on? Got a couple more little slides for I like that there's an unknown one and it makes its own sound. We just don't have a name apparently. I don't know why, but I didn't make it up. So it's not called unknown, it just doesn't have a name apparently, and that's great. But we know what sound it makes, so sure, why not? Love stuff that's old. Now, I haven't actually cast these for any particular reason. That's what you call it when you, I guess, shake them or throw them. Because I, A, just got them, and B, don't want to do it improperly, because I would hate to offend anybody, because the people we would be offending, potentially, are scary, and gods, and I don't want to offend them. Because some of them are a little temperamental, as we'll discuss. Oh, okay, Julie. I love you too. Have a great sleep, my dear. You are gonna have some weird dreams, Julie. Sorry about it. Just kidding. I'm not sorry at all. I hope you have super weird dreams. Okay, so I don't know if anyone of you was taking notes. If not, that's completely fine. But I'm going to go ahead. Let me see. Can I do this? Can I do this? Without messing everything up. Doesn't look like it. Hold, please. I'm gonna see if I can do this. Because I just want to double check before I tell you guys that I'm spelling something. And then you guys are like, actually, that's incorrect. Because if I don't check... See, if I check, I know I'm gonna get it right. But if I don't check, I know I'm gonna get it wrong. Because that's how life works. was right. I'm so smart, you guys. You guys don't even know. Anyways, so I'm gonna show you guys something, and if you guys can tell me what it spells, you get a you can get a clap and a half from me if you want. If you don't, that's also fine. Just live your life. Hold on. What have I done? I have done something wrong. You're fighting books? Don't fight books. Oh, Julie, I'm so sorry that you are suffering with some ants. Okay, let me see if I can show this. If you guys don't get it right, that's fine. I'm not gonna judge you. But I've spelled something. And you can just have a little clap and a half from me. Trying to get it without the glare. You full have the stream muted? Great. Love that. Thank you for your view anyway. It's fine. I see how it is, Jen. Whatever. Jen secretly hates me. That's fine. Whatever. They are not upside down. They are facing you. I'm just... Whatever, Jen. Jen, whatever. You know what? I'm not fighting with you. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys about 5 seconds. Does anyone know what it says? Like I said, you're not gonna get penalized for getting it wrong. But. Oh my gosh. No, you're close though. Is that just because you know that L and O are on the screen right now? Just watching an extra hard mode. Yeah, for sure. Hey, Southern, clap and a half. Well done. Look at you out here paying attention and shit. Well done. Yay, good job. That was fun for me. Probably not for you guys, but I care less about that at this exact moment because what's fun for me is all that matters. Totally kidding. It's not all that matters at all. I need this window to be smaller. Thank you very much. That was fun. I'm feeling you're not being legitimate, and that's fine. I don't need you. You enjoyed the clap and a half? Cool. Okay, so now my favorite part. Gods and goddesses. Yay. Yeah. Woo! No, I'm not being sarcastic. Putting it in all caps implies sarcasm. Jerk. I'm just kidding. You're trying to put yourself in my shoes and how I think you would not be wrong. I have him on my thigh. Yes, Jen. It does. You're such a... I'm just excited. Everyone out here thinking Jen's being sarcastic, little twit. And she's like, no, guys, I'm just excited. Anyways. So, gods and goddesses, as we mentioned before, are divided up between Aesir and Vanir. Aesir gods live in Asgard. Vanir gods live in Vanaheim. Most of the best known ones belong to the Aesir, those being Odin, Thor, Frigg, Tyr, Loki, Balder, Heimdall, Eden, Sigyn, and Bragi. And the Vanir gods and goddesses that I'm going to talk about, these obviously aren't all of them, but I'm not going to sit here and go through hundreds and hundreds of names. So the Vanir gods include Freya, Freyr, Nord, and Skadi, who I also have on my other thigh. Yay. Okay, So, most surviving Norse mythology is centered around Odin, who is the god of creation, death, knowledge, war, poetry, and the runes, as we discussed earlier. Norse texts say, it's really fun. Yes, they do. They're very similar to all the other mythologies. So, Norse texts say that Odin is the son of Besla and Bor and brother of Vili and Ve. Vili and Ve are credited with helping Odin create the world. So the three of them got together and they did whatever the gods do, and the world was made. Isn't that nice? So like we just mentioned, Odin is the quote unquote Zeus of Norse mythology. He had a lot of kids. So the symbols and other attributes. I'm not gonna probably say this right. Valknut. Visually, it's comprised of 3 interlocking triangles. Short answer being we don't know what it means. I love that about us. Freki and Gary, or Jerry, I don't really know how you pronounce it. Sorry again to all the people who are from Scandinavia and are going to get offended. There are a pair of wolves in mythology whose names mean the greedy one and the ravenous one. And Sleipnir, or Sleipnir, again, I don't know how to pronounce things, is the 8-legged horse given to Odin by Loki. And the triple horn is the sacrifice, it represents the sacrifice made for wisdom and a teaching from Odin. So the triple horn of Odin signifies his quest to attain magic mead, and the 3 drafts he was able to procure over the course of 3 days. So remember when he was like hanging from that tree? Out here hanging himself by a tree, sacrificed his eye for knowledge. Odin likes to know things. Odin does not want to not know anything. He needs to know everything, which is good and problematic because, like I said, he hung himself dead to gain some knowledge, and he plucked his eye out. So, there's that. Yeah, do not try at home. It will not work. You will just end up being dead and or blind in one eye. So yes, there is the Valknut and the triple horn of Odin and Sleipnir and Freki and Gary. And Thor is our hammer-wielding god, as we all know. You don't like the centipede horse, you're really not gonna like it in a minute. So Thor is our hammer-wielding god associated with lightning, thunder, storms, sacred groves and trees, strength, protection of mankind, hallowing, and fertility. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you a little sneaky story. When someone gets married, Thor is said to have put Mjolnir, his hammer, onto the lap of the female, and since he is the only one who can wield said hammer, he's the only one who can lift it off, and it is said to make her fertile. You're welcome. So Thor is frequently referred to in place names, so the day of the week Thursday bears his name, so it's Thor's Day, essentially. And his symbols and other attributes, Mjolnir, obviously, the hammer of Thor, used both as a devastating weapon and as a divine instrument to provide blessings, like I said, makes ladies fertile. Mayengar, sorry, can't read. Mayengar means power belt. So when it's worn, it is the belt is described as doubling Thor's already prodigious strength. So we got a strong man out here with a little strong belt. And the last one is yarn graper, meaning iron gripper. Kind of probably figured that out on your own. So they're iron gloves that are required to handle Mjolnir. Yes, it is kind of like a WWE belt, as you will see. This is obviously not a real photo, but it is an artistic representation of everything that I just said. So yeah, Thursday is named after Thor. So every Thursday you can just, say what's up to Thor if you want. Happy Thursday. Yeah, that's what I say. Happy Thursday. It's not Thursday though, unfortunately, because that means we'd be close to Friday. So now we have Frigg. Frigg is the mother of all, and also the goddess of marriage, prophecy, clairvoyance, and motherhood. The English weekday, Friday, means Frigg's Day. So her symbols and other attributes. So the swallows, cuckoos, and storks flew to the aid of children, saving them from death and returning them from their mothers. Keys are representative of the goddess and her ability to open all doors, even those of the unknown. And a spindle, which is a female symbol of wisdom, virtue, industry, and architect. And I mean, I assumed you guys can read the rest of it, but if you want me to, we can start talking about it. The correspondences and the rituals, if you guys are down. I just didn't know if you guys wanted me to read to you from the slide. So, for example, if I was going to make an altar to Frigg, my altar cloth would be red, orange, or white. And I would decorate her altar with any herbs or crystals I had around. Maybe put out like a pastry. Obviously, when it gets yucky, you can get rid of it. But as an offering to her, I could put out, a pastry or some milk. But for Frigg especially, doing work in the aid of others, so going, say, to a women's shelter, if you're doing that to honor Frigg, she will greatly appreciate it. So there are my symbols for Frigg. Does anyone have any questions? Oh, thank you, Nami. I'm glad you're finding it entertaining and enlightening and educational. How many E words can I think of? Entertaining, enlightening, educational, exciting. You got an ad for the Rams playing on Thursday? Cool. On Thursday? Cool. So next we have Tyr. So Tyr sacrifices his hand to Fenrir, who bites it off when he realizes the gods have chained him. We'll talk about Fenrir later, but just kind of keep that name in the back of your head. Tyr is foretold of being eaten alive by the monstrous god Garm during the battles of Ragnarok, which is the end of the world. Tyr's offering is very simple: the courage to do difficult things. He is less interested in offerings of objects and more interested in actions. Tuesday is for Tyr. Modern English weekday means day of Tyr, so Tyr's Day. And Garm, as I just mentioned, is a wolf or dog associated with both Hel and Ragnarok, and described as a blood-stained guardian of Hel's Gate. So he's our Cerberus, if you will. So the rune literally represents the god Tyr, and he is the god of justice and law. So if I was going to make an altar to Tyr, I would have a dark gray or sky blue altar cloth. I would put copper, quartz, topaz, or citrine. Try and decorate it with fennel, garlic, or hawthorn. And like it says, anytime you are anything that requires some courage or some bravery, you can offer it to Tyr, and he will appreciate that more than anything tangible. Now let's get to my boy, one of my personal ones that has allowed me to interact with them, hence their placement on my body. So Loki is a shapeshifter and in separate incidents appears in the form of a salmon, a mare, a fly, and possibly an elderly woman named Thok. It's the way you pronounce it is Thokk. So Loki is the father of Hel, Narfi, Fenrir, that big wolf, and Jormungandr, who is the world serpent. So, Jenna, remember how you told me you didn't really like the centipede horse? Okay, so Loki was in the form of a mare, which is a lady horse. Again, he's a shapeshifter. Or they're a shapeshifter, sorry. So, you like the font I used for Tuesday? Thank you. So Loki, in the form of a mare, lady horse, was impregnated by the stallion Svartalfari and gave birth to Sleipnir, the 8-legged horse, which he then gifted to Odin. Jormungandr, who is Loki's son with the giantess Angerboda, he is a massive serpent, and he is so big that he surrounds the entire earth. Come Ragnarok, he's going to get killed by Thor, but also venom will come out of his teeth and end up killing Thor. So they're arch enemies forever. And Ragnarok and prophecy and all this stuff. So Ragnarok is already said to have happened and is something that will happen. It's a really big circle, but there's a real big snake that wraps around the earth. And Thor doesn't like him. They're not friends. It's the TLDR of that. So my altar to Loki, I have a black altar cloth, and I have an amber set of prayer beads that I put on it. And Loki loves sweet foods, like to the point where it's sickeningly sweet, like really sweet foods. No, there's no Pegasi, or Pegasuses. I don't know the plural of Pegasus. Whatever. And he's particularly happy when you do work with children. Fenrir is also one of Jormungandr, Loki and Angerboda's children, along with Jormungandr and Sleipnir and Hel and Narfi. So that big wolf, not the real big wolf, not Garm, but Fenrir, the one that bit off Tyr's hand, Loki's kid. I'm not quite sure if I will. I love Fenrir. Fenrir's a good boy. And Jormungandr, good boy. One of these days I will have to find my Norse mythology. I mean, I know where it is. It's in my apartment. It's not in where I am now. But I will have to read the entire story of Fenrir and all this other stuff, because it's really sad. Because big things like giants tend to scare people, and gods. And so they tend to not be nice to them. And that makes Loki sad, because they're his children. Hel. We didn't talk about Hel. Hel is, she's half dead. Like, she's half dead. She's depicted, like, half skeletal and or, like, a zombie and half normal. She's half dead. Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can find that, thing that I had when we talked about Norse mythology a few weeks ago. Norse mythology family tree. Because it's a mess and a half. Do we want a simple one or do we want a full one? How about a printable one? Will that work? How's this? That is not complete. I should have done this beforehand. I apologize. Can I have the whole thing? I'm glad you gave me part of it. A bunch of giants. Yep. Alright, this is fine. We'll save this. Can I save this image? Can I have this? Can I have this forever? Sure. We'll see what happens. If not, I'll just have it on the website. Anyways, sorry about that. Should have done this ahead of time. So here are my symbols and other attributes. Yeah, that's a big snake boy. Right here. He eats the whole world. And Fenrir is my wolf. I know I use the same wolf, but the other wolves were silly looking. And Sleipnir. There's your centipede horse. Okay. Sorry, did we have any questions on Loki? We'll go back. Good night, Senecal. Have a good night. Did anyone have any questions on Loki or anything that we've talked about? Cool. I'm gonna assume no, but if that happens to change, I can go back. So Balder, a god of war, nobility, beauty, schooling, and later tragedy. He is best known for his dramatic death, which heralds the coming of Ragnarok. So Balder dying starts the end of the world. So, amused with Balder's newfound invincibility, all of the other gods... So, Balder was gifted invincibility. He couldn't be killed or injured or anything. He is our Achilles, so to speak. So, all the gods gathered and they tied Balder up and they began to throw things at him, including weaponry and all sorts of other objects. And seeing all these objects bounce off of him and not leave a scratch, Balder stood confident and proud. However, our trickster god, Loki, had been up to his mischievous ways, and tricking Frigg, disguised as a little old lady, as we talked about, Loki got what he needed to know so that he may fashion a mistletoe arrow. So this arrow was brought to the blind god Hodor, which is Balder's twin, who had nothing to launch at his indestructible brother in their little game. So, along with no sense of because he's blind, where he would shoot the arrow, Loki helped face him in the right direction. And upon the release of Hodor's bow, the beloved god Balder is found on the ground dead, pierced by the mistletoe. So the whole story is Frigg, so Balder is Frigg's son, and she loved him very much, and she went around to every element in all the worlds and said, "Do not hurt my son. You cannot hurt my son. You will not harm him." And everything agreed, but she didn't ask mistletoe arrows. I can't remember why she didn't, or mistletoe. She didn't ask mistletoe, or request that mistletoe not harm her son. So it is the one and only thing that could hurt him, and killed him. Balder is most commonly known for being a peacemaker and being passive. However, just like his brother Thor and the father before him, Balder was a noble, battle-hungry warlord of sorts. He never turned down a challenge, hence why he was like, "Hey, y'all can all throw stuff at me. Nothing's gonna happen." He never turned down a challenge and was always ready to fight, and in fact, he was known for furiously engaging into battle regularly. So, bravery cometh before the fall, so to speak. Because if you can't get hurt, I mean, I would Be like, yeah, it can't hurt me. Who cares? And I mean, his symbols are sun and mistletoe, and I'm pretty sure you all know what the sun looks like and what mistletoe looks like. So I didn't think it was important to put a picture. So does anyone have any questions on Balder? We'll go back. Sorry, I've done this twice now. I apologize. Oh gosh, I just hit my microphone. So sorry. Any questions on Balder? Not seeing any, I'm going to go ahead and go ahead. So next I'm talking about is Heimdall. Heimdall is the god who keeps watch for invaders and the onset of Ragnarok from his dwelling. I'm not going to try to pronounce that, but I will put it in the chat. Unless I put it down here. No, look at me, I didn't. Where the burning rainbow bridge and of the Bifrost meets the sky. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat because I'm not going to try and pronounce that because I don't want to offend anybody. So he is attested as possessing foreknowledge and keen senses, particularly eyesight and hearing. His symbols are Gjallarhorn, and it is the horn foretold to bring about Ragnarok when, so he will blow the horn signaling Ragnarok starting, which means we're all kind of SOL. And Gulltoppr is his horse. And I'm sure you guys are seeing a common theme in the rituals and offerings. The gods like to get wasted. They like beer and stout. And not supposed to say mead, not mean. So that's nice that I made a spelling error when I didn't mean to, you know. And whiskey. So yeah, they like to party. I mean, yeah, same. Okay. And I assumed y'all know what a horn looks like and what a horse looks like. But if not, if you can look up a Vikings game, you'll see what is allegedly Gjallarhorn. They blow it every time they score in the beginning of a quarter, I believe, and end of the quarter, I believe. And every time they do it, I get frustrated because I'm like, no, don't make Ragnarok happen. But they didn't ask my opinion, so it's fine. Freaking Minnesota Vikings out here trying to ruin the end of the world. Whatever. Eden. So if you become if you subscribe to my channel, your first month little badge is a gold apple. It is called Eden apple. And Eden, her name means rejuvenating one, or rejuvenator, or ever young. So she is the custodian of the golden apples, which allowed the Aesir gods to maintain their youthfulness, and was the only one among the gods allowed to gather them, which she kept safely in a golden chest. Since Norse gods are not immortal, the apples are regarded as very precious. She isn't a Valkyrie or queen. She is often depicted as naive and a bit quote-unquote fluffy. Her husband's name is Bragi, which we will talk about later. Along with her husband, she seems to be one of the deities who have a light and bubbly persona. She's a happy little lady. She just goes out in her little orchard and picks the golden apples and keeps them safe. So yeah, she's our happy one. So yes, honor her friendship by planting trees. or weed someone's garden. If you weed someone's garden and you offer it to Eden, she's very happy. She is often depicted, like I said, as a younger woman. And like I said, all the other gods we've talked about tend to have a more ferocious look. She has a very soft, fluffy little demeanor about her. And here are my symbols for Eden. The D with the D looking character with the little slash is kind of like a TH sound, so it's like Ethan, but it's D enough that it's Eden. Eden. So yeah, if you become a subscriber on my channel, you get a little Eden apple because it made sense to me at the time. So if you all look, Nemi is sporting my 2-month badge, which is Scotty. Is a snowflake to honor her, whom we'll talk about in a second. So Sigyn, or Sigyn. Sigyn is Loki's wife, one of Loki's wives. So she's listed among the Aesir, which is the word for a goddess of the Aesir. She is the mother of Narvi and Vali, and when Loki was bound in the cave for punishment for his role in Baldur's death, which we talked about, Vali was turned into a wolf, because, you know, god things, I guess. He then killed his brother by tearing him apart. Like I said, not really happy for our gods. And then Narvi's intestines were used as part of binding Loki to a rock, where she... Hang on, sorry. So Sigyn, their mother, having witnessed all this, stayed by Loki during his punishment, holding a bowl over his face to catch the poison that dripped from a serpent the goddess Skadi secured above his head. So I have both of them on my thighs. They're not friends. Should have thought about that before I crossed my legs. Sorry about that. For this reason, Loki is sometimes referred to as the burden of Sigyn's arms. So yeah, Loki got in real big trouble, and Skadi, they tied him to a rock, and they put I do believe it was a Vanaheim serpent, above Loki's head that would drip, poison onto him, and, Sigyn, would hold a bowl over his head 24 hours a day, and the only time that the poison touched him was when she had to go empty the bowl. So yeah, they lost their 2 sons. It's very sad. Those are the symbols for Sigyn. Baragi. He is our god of music. We know from Norse mythology that he had a beautiful singing voice, and his musical talent was second to none, especially when it comes to playing the harp. This is why Bragi received the divine task of welcoming and entertaining the fallen warriors into Valhalla, with his poetry and music. Bragi's vocals were so charming and delightful that the beings around him were often ignited by the desire to trap his voice so as to keep it for themselves. So as somebody who plays the piano and in fact plays the harp and sings, I love him. And he is the husband of Eden, as we mentioned before. So these are our 2 happy, lively gods, I guess, as opposed to everybody else who seems to be more stern and associated with kind of rougher aspects of humanity, like war, or storms and lightning and thunder. These are our more rounded, fluffy ones. Are there any questions so far? You guys are doing great holding in there. No questions, just intent on learning. That's good. So now we have Freya. She is the goddess associated with love, beauty, fertility, sex, war, gold, and satyr, which is spelled like this. So satyr, type of magic, which was related to both the telling and shaping of the future. Freya rules over her heavenly field, Folkvanger, can't pronounce that, sorry, where she receives half of those who die in battle. Her symbols and attributes include the mare, so quote, the nightmare brought dreams and foretelling, but the horse was also a symbol of Freya's unbridled sexuality. And many people, and I also have attributes that relate to Frigg, because many sources believe that Frigg and Freya may have been one and the same, but due to years of mistranslation as well as lost information, it could be that they are two representatives of the same goddess. So we could have two separate entities, or two representations of the same one. Now we have her brother, Freyr. He is the god associated with sacral kingship, fertility, peace, prosperity, and virility, with sunshine and fair weather, and with good harvest. Freyr was associated with peace and pleasure, and was represented with a phallic statue in the temple of Uppsala, which is a city near Stockholm, in case anybody is curious. So, Gullinbursti, probably pronouncing that incorrectly, apologies in advance, is a symbol or other attribute given to Freyr to make gifts for Freyr. Atri, also known as Sindri, threw a pig skin into a furnace as Brock worked on the bellows, and together they manufactured a boar, Gullinbursti. And Brock is a dwarf, and he is the brother of Sindri. Loki had Sif's hair. Freyr's ship, Skithblanthir, and Odin's spear, fashioned by the sons of Ivaldi, who are Sindri and Brock. So that second word under excuse me. Hold on 1 second, I apologize. I apologize again, excuse me. Skithblanthir is Freyr's boat, and it is the best ship in Norse mythology. And Girth, who is a Jotun, a goddess, and Freyr's wife. So she is a giant, a goddess, and Freyr's wife. So Gullinbursti, I couldn't really find a picture of him that wasn't like a photo, and I wanted it to kind of look similar going from god to god, but he is often depicted as being on fire or encased in gold or some sort of something like that. So he usually has gold embellishments along him, and is depicted as either having fire like under the gold, or he has flames. So now we have Njord, or Nord. In Norse mythology, Nord is one of the Vanir. So the Vanir were often seen as gods of prosperity and fertility, so Freya and Freyr. And is seen as the god of wind, arable land along the seacoast, and also of various nautical roles, including seamanship, sailing, and fishing. He is Skadi's husband, and father of Yngvi, which is another name for Freyr, and Freya. So Nord is a very generous deity. He is often content enjoying whatever the gods are being offered, and he is also often happy to share his offerings with any other deity. So, I mean, as you could guess, he likes fish and seafood. Again, he also likes dark beer, gin, and vodka. And his symbols are a fish, ship, and a chariot. Anybody have any questions? We're almost done. Yay. Now we have Skadi. She is the mistress of dark magic and the goddess of winter and of the hunt. She comes from Utgard, which is the wilderness, and though she can function in a civilized environment, her wildness is never entirely lost. She's a good guide when attempting to reclaim wild natures and to go outside our limits and boundaries, whether they are imposed on others or come from within. She is married to Nord, the sea god, noted for his bare feet, symbolic of fertility and attractiveness to Skadi. She may be invoked in cases of justice, vengeance, and righteous anger, and is the deity who sentenced Loki to be bound underground with a serpent dripping poison upon his face in punishment of his crimes, as we mentioned. Her symbols are the mountains, a new moon, skis, snowshoes, and a bow and arrow. And now we're moving on to other creatures. Are there any questions about the gods or goddesses before I move on? Okay. So first we're going to talk about the Valkyries, who are Odin's battle maidens who determine the outcome of battles. They are actually in charge of deciding who wins or loses. And they carry the victorious dead to the Hall of Odin, which is Valhalla. There, mortal warriors will feast and wait for Ragnarok, and the Valkyrie will fight against Loki and the giants with the Aesir. Along with these mortal warriors, basically, if you get to go to Valhalla, you get to become a can't remember what they're called. I can't remember what they're called. But basically, at Ragnarok, you're on Odin's team because he brought you to Valhalla. So the Norns, which are our fates, they're three female creatures who control the fate of all races. Their names are Weird, Verdandi, and Skuld. They draw water from the well of Erd at the base of the World Tree to nourish the tree at the center of the cosmos and to prevent it from rotting. This is always good. The three Norns are described as powerful maiden giantesses or Jotuns whose arrival from Jotunheim ended the golden age of the gods. One sees the past, one sees the present, and you guessed it, one sees the future. Like I said, they are our fates. So giants. Don't know why the Norns picture is still there. That's lovely. I just kind of kept them there, I guess. They're just going to stay there. So they are a race of enormous brutes who are the enemies of the Aesir. They're continuously plotting to destroy the gods with tricks and traps. Not all giants are evil, but the majority are. And Thor is the god that they hate most. Everybody out here hating Thor, maybe because he's always fighting. So like Jormungandr, half giant, don't like Thor. Shocker. And lastly, we have our dwarves, who are short, hairy creatures that live in Svartalfheim. Okay, again, not gonna pronounce that right. They live in Nidavellir, which is the land of the dwarves. They are master craftsmen who work underground, forging the treasures of the world. They are the makers of Mjolnir and Brissingamen, which is the necklace of the goddess Freya. Are there any questions, comments, concerns? Because we did it. Like I said, that is very, very basic. There's all sorts of other fun things that, you know, I'm sure you can learn elsewhere and probably better than you did from me today. But I hope you guys learned a little something. If you guys will give me 1 second, I'm going to pull up that family tree, maybe. Where did I save it? Norse family tree. And we'll see if it'll load. Wow, that's really not helpful. Love that. It's kind of helpful, I guess. Can I zoom in when it's on full screen? I can. Okay. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay, so here's our Norse god family tree. So Ymir is like the beginning, so the Big Bang or whatever. So we got a bunch of giants. So Laufey, yeah, Loki is giant. He is a full giant. Okay, so where's your wife, Loki? Because I know that's an affair. Where's your wife? Anyways, apparently Loki out here not being married to nobody. So he had an affair, and he had these three. Fenrir, our big wolf boy. Jormungandr, our big snake boy. And Hel, our half-dead girl. He had Sleipnir with a horse. Oh, we didn't even include Sigyn? Oh, that's rude. That's very rude. Poor Sigyn. So then we have Tyr, who we talked about, Mimir, who we didn't talk about, Bestla and Burr, who are Odin's parents. Yep, there he is. There's our guy, our one-eyed guy with his ravens. Vili and Ve, his brothers. And then we have Odin and Frigg, who are married, who gave birth to Balder. And wouldn't you know it, Odin out here cheating on his wife, had an affair. That's oh, I'm sorry, that's Sif. I lied. So Odin and Jord, I'm gonna pronounce that right that way, who is a giantess, gave birth to Thor. So Thor is a half giant. Then we have Eden. Frigg. So their marriage gave them Balder, Hoder, and Bragi, who married Eden. You have Sif, who married Thor and gave us Thrud and Modi. And then Thor, much like his father and everybody else before him, had an affair and gave birth to Magni. And then you have Nord and Scotty. They got married. It's nice. And then, yep, Nord is Freyr and Freya. And then their spouses. It's a little bit of a mess. but yeah, that's our god tree. So yeah. Any questions, comments, concerns? I'll get this uploaded soon. I got to upload my other stream from Saturday, which took a bajillion years to finish. Why won't it was fun to learn about a new topic. Well, I'm glad. I'm hopefully when I get back to my house, I can get some kind of maybe we can have like a myths and stuff. So now that you kind of know the players, we can kind of talk about how it kind of originated. But if not, that's totally cool. Yeah, if there's anything else you guys want to know, let me know and I'll add it to my list of things. But if not, I guess I'll end it here. It's a really short stream comparatively, which is fine with me because I'm kind of tired. But I hope you guys learned something. If not, that's cool. I hope you could hang out, and I hope this was at least good noise in the background. I'll leave the music on extra long because it's delightful. And you guys have a good night. And danger makes it fun, but always get consent. Bye, guys.